Hey everyone, this is Heidi from Adventuring Mystic and Healer giving you a shout out and a shout out to our psychic advisor, Jane Dowler. It is a quiet weekend. It's a Sunday and we have some snow going on in the background. And what do we do on a quiet day when we don't really think that we have anything to do? So I wanted to pose an idea out there for you because, as you know from the last video that I did, I was going to a lot of classes and I was working on the homestead, and one of the moments that I found really interesting that I was doing and really learning about was divination. And one of my favorite interests in divination came from learning a little bit about the pendulum. Divination is basically an answer to your questions, whether it's from the present, the past, the future. You're asking a question of something and it's giving you an answer. Divination with a pendulum is the same way. And you have probably have seen these. I'm going to say most all of you have seen people use a pendulum for hypnosis, and it has been around for thousands of years. The Egyptians used it. The Chinese have used it. A lot of medicine people have used it, and it has given them answers to lots of their questions, and they rely on it. Besides their own talent as physicians, healers, spiritualists, they rely on this as well. Pendulums are all about energy. And as you can see, we do have pendulums with crystals, but they can also be metal objects because metal also has its own type of energy. There could be wood objects. Wood objects are from the earth, so that's an energy in itself. So all of your pendulums are based on anything that comes from the earth that has its own energy. Besides your own energy, when you use pendulums, you are giving your energy over to the pendulum, and the pendulum is giving its energy over to you so that you are able to garner answers. Is there a right way and wrong way to use a pendulum? Absolutely. And a lot of people will miss a step. So I want to go through the steps for you and say, when you have your pendulum and you have a crystal, one of the things that you want to do is make sure that it resonates with you. Someone tells you, hey, if you have a problem with anxiety or self-confidence, or you want to know the answer to a career question, use this type of crystal. Say it's an amethyst. Okay? You have an amethyst pendulum, you're looking at it, it's not talking to you, you're putting it in your hands, you're really touching it and really trying to get a sense of energy. Well, guess what? It's not talking to you. That is okay. Because you know me all, I live with my crystals, I love them. Each crystal will have its own kind of energy to talk to you. If this amethyst doesn't talk to you as a pendulum to help you with whatever questions that you might have, that's okay. Pick something else. Most important thing that all of you need to know is use your intuition. It is never going to steer you wrong. And make sure that it feels good. If it doesn't feel good, then you're using the wrong pendulum. You're going to get musty answers. You're going to get wishy-washy answers. You're not really going to get an explanation. But if it says, hey, this rose quartz speaks to me a heck of a lot more than the amethyst, with respect to both of you, that's okay. You can use whatever resonates with you. Suppose, neither one of them do, but hey, I got a tiger's eye. I do have a lot of them, I have to say. I have a tiger's eye. That talks to me. It's simple. It's pleasing to the eye. My energy calms down when I'm standing next to it. This is what you want. So you don't have to be steered towards an amethyst, rose quartz, selenite, lapis. If something as easy peasy as a tiger's eye works for you, when you hold it, your body relaxes, that means it's talking to you. That means it's sending its energy to you so that, number one, you can make a better decision. And number two, when you use this as a pendulum and you ask your questions, you're going to get better answers. I like to tell people, whenever you use a crystal, cleanse it before and charge it before you use it. If you have used so many crystals in the different parts of your life and you haven't cleansed them or charged them in a while, that means they still have residual energy on them that you just want to clear out so that it gets ready for its new gig, which is working as a pendulum for you so that you can get some answers from. Does that make sense? I will probably be doing a demonstration later on so that all of you can see actually what it looks like. You want to, as a person that's going to be doing any kind of divination for whatever reason, you also want to control yourself as well and your environment. So when you have questions and you're using a pendulum or you're using anything to help you find answers, you have to get yourself into an area that's going to be less distractive. So find a moment where you can sit in the porch, sit in your bedroom, sit outside in the yard, or if you're taking a hike, find a way to find some peace and tranquility so that there's no distractions. You're doing some meditation and some breathing exercises to help settle you and ground you. And that way you are ready to go. You can experiment first if you've never done divination before, and experiment with it and ask it, what is its no answer? What is its yes answer? And then you might get a, what is your maybe answer? You want to ask them yes or no questions because they're not going to go into deep detail. They'll either slide back and forth, front to back, or they'll do a circle. Each pendulum will answer differently. So if you have an amethyst, it'll answer one way. If you have a metal or a copper at the end of either a chain or a rope or a leather, it's also going to answer differently. So that's another mistake that some beginners make, is that they don't ask each individual pendulum, what's your yes or no and what's your maybe. As soon as you know that, you can breathe in, breathe out, and then you're able to start your questions. Does that make sense, I hope? And that's one of the reasons why you want to do an experiment, because it's important for you to know. Avoid negatives. I like this. It says refrain from using negative phrases like, is it not advisable? Focus on a positive affirmation saying, is this advisable? Yes, no, maybe. And stay focused. While it's essential to be specific, open to guidance that might not align. You're saying, all right, is it advisable if I go to a store down the street that I've never gone to? And this is just being me simple because I can't think it off the cuff. And if it says no, it's like, all right. If it resonates with you, if it's giving you a feedback that you can even if you don't understand it, it's your instinct saying, all right, it's saying one thing, I'm going to do that. You're asking the pendulum something for a reason, so you might as well go with the flow, do what it says, find out, stick with it, trust the process. Being specific helps guide the pendulum to the responses. So even if you want to write down your questions and intent, because you want to focus on something, if you want to focus on a career, if you want to focus on a job interview, if you want to focus on, I'm shy and I would like to go out and meet new people. Oh, another thing, when you are done, what you should probably do is journal it. So if you have your answers written down, after you're done, do a journaling. And that way you're able to keep up on your progress. And if there's other questions that come up in the meantime, it's another session that you're able to have with your pendulum. I also want to say that I'm always saying trust your instincts. And these are not, free will is important. It's kind of when you're using the pendulums or even the divining rods and you're asking them yes or no questions. Free will is important, and it's not something that sticks in the mud that says, okay, you cannot move past this. If I say no, I mean no, and you don't do it. And I probably just contradicted myself there for a few minutes, but I want to let you know that Free will is yours. Not everything is written in stone. We have to pay attention to our surroundings, what is going on. So maybe a week ago, the pendulum said this was a great idea. They gave you a yes. You felt good about it. Now it's a week later. You're not feeling that great about it. You're not sure if you're doing it. And the pendulum said yes, but you're not feeling it. Do me a large favor. Trust what your instinct is telling you, because things ebb and flow in the universe and they change. You all need to be aware of what makes you feel good and what is going to work for you. Keep yourself safe at all times, but pay attention to what is happening around you. Just because the pendulum said it was great last week, things have started to happen. They're shifting in a different direction. You're not feeling good about it. I want you to pay attention to you. That's important. And you know, Jane would say the same thing. We want to make sure that you do the right decision. That's why giving all of this information to you when you're trying something new, or if you're revising the pendulum because you haven't done it in a while, and it's like, that sounds like a really good idea, but let's see what happens, okay? Let's check it out. I want you to trust your instincts. I want you to start trusting yourselves. Your instincts are there for a reason. You all need to just really breathe in your trusts, breathe it out, and go with it. So I hope that I haven't confused all of you too much about the pendulum, but I'm going to, towards the attach a video to this video that I'm doing so that I can show you a little bit of what a pendulum would look like when you're asking it to show its yes, no, and maybes. And as I said, it's going to be back and forth, front to back, or circle. Each pendulum answer will be different, which is important why you need to ask that question of your pendulum before you start the whole process. So if you have any questions or curiosities, info@adventuringpsychics.com. That's our email. You can ask us anything. I wanted to remind all of you about our wine and wisdom that we're going to be doing on the second Sunday of each month. We're going to be getting some information out on our website. We're probably going to be putting out there for our subscribers so that they know. And we're just going to be answering your questions. So if you saw something here in a video that you had a question on, we will go over it. I believe Jane and I are going to do a Zoom, and we're going to be answering these questions, and we're going to be putting them out for you. All right. So in the meantime, everyone have a great rest of the day. I've got a video that's going to be following up with you, and I will talk with you all soon. Bye. Hi, everyone. This is Heidi, and I wanted to give you a demonstration a bit of the pendulum, giving a yes or no, and a maybe. So as I'm doing my best to keep everything in front of the camera here very still, I'm going to ask it, can you give me your yes answer? It looks like it's giving me a side to side. I'm going to push my hand back just a little bit further. Okie dokie. Yes, side to side. Can you give me your no answer, please? And that actually looks like a circle. So I've got a side to side for yes and a circle for no. Do you have a maybe answer, please? And that just looks like it is not moving. So the not moving is a maybe. The yes is a back and forth, and a no is the circle. So there we go. And this is Tiger's Eye. So we had out there. I did cleanse this before I asked it, and those are the chakra stones. So everybody is represented. And thank you very much. All right, everyone. Talk with you later. Bye-bye.